Bryce, Coach Patino just said the last 2 days of practice were your two best practices of since you've been here at St. John's. Can you just kind of talk about, maybe like the mentality that you had when Coach was trying to encourage you and said that you're going to be starting in this game?
For sure. I mean, I feel like I try to take, a great mentality into practice every day, just by how hard we go. I try to do whatever Coach asks me to do, and I take it as constructive criticism. And I try to take it with a grain of salt, and I know he only wants the best for me, and I know he's going to push me to be the best I can be. So whatever, me not starting today, I didn't take it harshly or anything like that. I just, when my number was called, I tried to come in and do my part.
For both guys, what did you think of how the team played today? Coach thought the group was a little tight in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what's a part of this. Like, obviously, we're going out there playing to win. But learning about our team, learning about what we got to get better at. It's our first time going against competition, not just each other like we do every day in practice. So just figuring out the weaknesses, that's the biggest thing. Obviously, we had some good plays, had some strengths that we played through. But the biggest thing we're going to look at is the weaknesses. And we're going to go back to practice and work on those things.
What did you see that was stuff you guys need to fix?
Just small things, communication, not allowing three-point shots. I think the biggest thing is just communication. Offensively, we'll figure it out. We have great group of guys that are skilled on the offensive side. It's all about defense for us. That's our calling card, and we want to be, one of the top teams on that side of the ball.
Bryce, Coach Patino says that he envisions you not just being like one of the best guys on the team, but one of the best guys in the country. When it's a guy like that saying something and expecting that out of you, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel good. You could say that, but I mean, I'm just trying to go in each day and practice and just try to get better. He obviously wants me to do different things, and I'm gonna just try to work at whatever he's asking me to do, whether it's defense, rebounding, playing harder, and I just try to get better every day.
There was a good stretch in that second half, probably the best minutes the team played when you two were on the floor with Ruben. You obviously also have Zuby. We know how deep this front court is. What do you think of the three, playing with three forwards together, and how do you think it looked today?
I think it looks good. We have a group of guys that are very versatile on the front court. Between me, Bryce, Ruben, Zuby, we're able to play with each other no matter who's on the court, and I think that's an advantage that not a lot of teams have, and that's something that we look at, and we try to take advantage of opportunities like that. So I think just playing with each other in practice every day and even competing against each other just helps us get better every day. But it's definitely an advantage that we know that we have, and we look to use it.
Dylan, you kind of filled it up in a lot of different categories today. For you, what's the most rewarding thing? The scoring, the rebounding, or the assists?
Defense. For me personally, yeah, I think that's just my calling card and what I want to be known as a defender. And I think that's something that I've prided myself on since high school days, just being the best defender I could be. Obviously, everything else offensively would come. But I think the biggest thing for me is just defense, being the best guy on the court and defensively, getting the other guys involved, talking, communicating. But for me personally, it's just the defense side of it that I look at.
Bryce, when you got out on the court, you were very aggressive early. You haven't played a lot in almost 2 years. Just how does it feel to be physically good and back in the action and in the swing of things and being that aggressive that early?
It feels amazing. It's like you said, it's been a long time since I've been on the court and actually, been playing. So just to get back out there and be fully healthy, 100% healthy, it just meant a lot. It's been a long off season. Me and the guys been playing against each other since about June. So, just to get out there with the guys and, keep building chemistry and, playing against another opponent for the first time, it just felt really good.
We learned so much tonight. I told the guys in the beginning of the year, if you give up a three, you're coming out of the game. That doesn't mean if you're playing good defense and the guy makes a three. I'm telling them if your hands are down and you're not challenging threes, because the threes, I said the way this team can beat us is from the three-point line. That's the great equalizer of size, talent, and everything else, and we did a very poor job of that in the first half, and that's why they had the lead. I believe from the three-point line in the first half, it was like they were plus 12, and that was the difference in the game. And then we got a big lift from Ruben and Diku, great momentum shift. Our press offense was very poor. We had a very smart point guard, not running his hands into the ball. So it was a great first game for us because we learned so much. Zuby, I've been trying to hit him over the head with a sledgehammer, telling him how they're going to come after him. And that his reputation of a hard worker is going to be tested, and it was tonight, and he didn't realize it. They're going to block him out with everything they can. He's going to be a marked man every single game. And I use the analogy of what made Michael Jordan so great when I coached against him was, in the first half, he got his teammates the ball, he got movement, and in the fourth quarter, he'll score 35 points. So Zuby's got to learn that not to get flustered, just get the other guys the basketball, move the basketball, and you'll be fine. So great learning experience, really happy with our run there. We made some really good defensive plays and really pleased with it, especially with our three-point defense in the second half.
Rick, it feels like a lot of the exhibitions around the country so far have been very high scoring. Your defense obviously holds them to 63 points. Were you surprised with how well your defense played for a majority of this game?
It really wasn't our defense, although it was good in the second half. They are, from a tempo standpoint, they're 300th in the country. That's the way they play. Hard-nosed, slow-down basketball, possession basketball. So it wasn't, now you'll see something the complete opposite against Michigan, and then you'll see something that's scary with Alabama in terms of pace. So this was a great first game for us to learn so many different things.
Rick, I think you had Zuby on the bench for a long stretch in the second half, and Ian too. Was that?
We're just trying to win.
Okay. So was there stuff each of them did?
Ruben just played well. There's been little difference in practice between Ruben and Zuby. Zuby they were playing him really hard. He wasn't having much success. Ruben came in and gave us a big lift. And
it seemed like when you had Ruben, Dylan, and Bryce all together was some of your best minutes, and kind of looked like Dylan was almost a point forward a little bit. What'd you think of his impact on the game?
He is like a point forward, you're right. And Ruben is a very good passer. Ruben was stepping out looking to see he had made a great backdoor pass. And that's what Zuby's going to learn, to get other guys involved like a point forward, and you'll be scoring a lot easier.
Rick, do you sort of feel like the defense is ahead of the offense right now?
No, we've been great. As you saw in the scrimmage the other night, we were great offensively. We were tight tonight. Playing in front of the home crowd, we were tight in the first half. Guys were nervous. No matter how experienced a team you are, first exhibition game, everybody's nervous. But we didn't panic. We stayed with our defense, stayed with our offense. The offense got better. Look, Oziah didn't play well. Zuby didn't play well. Ian was not playing well defensively. Dylan Darling didn't play well, and we won the game. So we're going to play much better than this, but for a first game out, I was very pleased.
Rick, Sadiku had 9 off the bench tonight. How do you feel his involvement from the bench could improve throughout the season, and what could he bring to the team?
I thought he gave us a big lift in the game, big lift. And he's very experienced. He knows what not to do as well as what to do.
Rick, you said that you were telling Zuby how teams are going to defend him, and it's probably going to be different from last year. How is it going to be different?
Well,
what do you expect from last year?
He's relentless on the offensive glass, and that coach he's banging the blackboard before the game. Do not give Zuby. I don't care if 2 guys block out. It's like a great rusher in football. We're going to block him with 2 guys, and they're going to do everything possible to keep Zuby off the offensive glass. So the other players have to step up in that area.
Rick, how did you feel about the overall performance by Hopkins tonight?
Bryce, the last 2 days, had the best 2 practices of the season. He was awesome. The one day, the second unit won 44-11. Just blew out the red team because of Bryce. So I wasn't trying to send a message to Bryce. I was trying to teach him about greatness. And greatness doesn't happen without practicing great and developing that greatness inside of you. And he put on, I knew he was going to play well tonight because he was brilliant in practice the last 2 days. And that's what he's got to learn. Now, look, understand he sat out the entire year last year, and he's really not in great basketball shape yet. But I thought he was terrific tonight. You just try to be great every single day by giving extraordinary effort. He's been given ordinary good effort. You can't become great. You know, you hear all the stories, you read all the reels about Kobe and Michael and their competitive nature, and that's what he's got to get. I don't want him to be the best player on our team or I want him to be one of the best players in the country. And unless he understands that, he will never reach that plateau. And I believe he can, and that's why I said the things I said.
Rick, can you envision playing, you know, you started with just the two forwards, but like I mentioned, you had the three guys at times, and we all know how deep you guys are.
Yeah, I think it goes by matchups. We've played Bryce and Dylan and Zuby together a lot. It all depends. We'll play some teams where we're going to have to play that lineup. You know, so we understand the matchups.
Do you like the idea of three kind of bigs, three forwards together?
I like the idea of those three. Yeah.
What do you like about those? I mean, I don't think we saw a lot of Zuby.
I think Dylan's a point forward. Somebody mentioned it. Dylan's always looking to pass. He really understands how to play. He's a very good passer. Bryce and Zuby are really power players, so they play off each other very well. Towson is a better player than he showed tonight. You know, he had 0 assists in the game, which is unheard of for a basketball player playing 28 minutes. He's much better than that. But look, we didn't have anybody really play great tonight, and we were good enough defensively to make it happen. He got hit, and then he was tired. He played a lot of minutes tonight. No. Dylan Darling's also a much better basketball player than he showed. I'm sure this is an entirely new level, but he's much better than that.